Okay, this one's been a long time coming. Barbie. Now, firstly, I wanted to let the sort of the fairy dust settle before I did this review, because the fucking frenzy of Barbie being released has been spectacular. Beyond that, oh, brief pause. If you see flickering lights there on the wall behind me, it's vehicles going past my window. Congratulations, you've made it onto my YouTube channel, fuckers. So yeah, right. I wanted to let the dust settle and and just calm down but I mean, Christ, I saw Barbie. I actually saw it twice. I went back for dessert a few days after I saw it, and I just the whole sort of fascination around it all is just indescribable. So I'll get straight on with it because, no intro because I've got a lot to unpack here. So, from the beginning, the lunar beginning, I called it. The movie's opening where the little girls are smashing their dolls up. It's just brilliant. It's really surreal. It's and kind of sinister. You've got Barbie sort of stood with this like crescent moon behind her. The screen's misty, and she's literally overshadowed, so she's in the dark, and I couldn't tell if it was her tits or her back, but you see her arms she looks quite masculine. It's really weird. And then suddenly she like pulls her shades down and winks, and oh my god, oh my god. I saw Barbie with someone, and I turned to him in the cinema, and I was like, "Oh my god, look at her face! Look at her face!" It was just exciting. I don't know why I enjoyed it so much. It was. I can only assume it was the whole build-up. I mean, I was watching the trailers continuously from like sort of March, April time, and Dua Lipa's song, Jesus, need I say, I downloaded it. But Barbie has been the most hyped up film of 2023. I mean, it was. I think when I went to the cinema, there were little girls in just clad in sort of necklaces, massive jewelry, long dresses, pink tops. Obviously, everyone was wearing pink. I cannot explain the viewers I saw in the cinema. It's fantastic. So you got little girls, grown girls doing exactly the same thing, married couples and singles, all sort of, with pink hair, guys in pink shirts, Hawaiian shirts. There were women in sort of pink gowns. Oh my God, mothers and daughters, fathers and sons. Honestly, Barbie has been a family affair as well as, a social event for friends as well. I honestly think this film is what we needed this year. It's brought like complete randoms together in the cinema, and Greta Gerwig has single-handedly she's just put everything back on the map by producing this film and directing it. Mattel is probably popular again. Barbie Dales are no doubt quite popular again. She's reintroduced playtime and imagination to the public. And she's showcased a hell of a lot of sort of unknown, or I call them unknown because I hadn't seen them before, actors on screen. So yeah, she's basically, Greta's also done for feminism probably what the suffragettes did for feminism. Ironically, she's just brought it smashing into public view, sort of changing opinions, and she's rejuvenated like this lost element that most people's childhoods were, that have been locked away sort of in the attic for years. So she, it's been an absolute fucking frenzy. It really has. So yeah, I mean, I actually turned up. This by the way is on purpose, a pink t-shirt. I did this for this, but I did actually turn up in this the second time I saw it at the cinema, and I was like, shit, because I was looking around me, and obviously everybody was in pink, and I was like, oh great, they think I've joined in. I don't want to join in, but yeah, now. I think, well, actually, yeah, I've been online, and I think even boohoo.com have an entire section for Barbie merchandise. Google went a bit weird with the sort of popping stars, the pink stars, when you went onto the site a few weeks back. But yeah, sadly, I think all this is going to just evaporate into a distant memory within the next year or so, because, you know, something equally as monumental is going to take its place, obviously. So look how apeshit people went for sort of the Suicide Squad many years back, or a new Hunger Games, a new Spider-Man, Wolf of Wall Street. There was Hustle, Jeremy Renner and Amy Adams. That film, I think it was around about 2013, 14. I remember the cinemas being packed out, absolutely crammed. But when you look back, it's like, oh, what was that? What was that film again? I can't remember. Fuck knows. So yeah, it will happen. Sadly, this will fade, but it has been absolutely just rapturous. The atmosphere in the cinema, I can't describe. I lapped it up. Now I actually went twice because I wanted to go a second time to actually note. Call me strange, but I wanted to note sort of I wanted to feel the vibe, and I wanted to sort of note people's reactions in the cinema. And yeah, I've got it. Basically, a lot of people were just constantly just beaming ear to ear throughout. There was one guy in hysterics down the front left. There was a couple up behind me who were just like grinning most of the way through, not all the way through, just most. So yeah, it was great, and I don't know if I'm going to go a third time. I don't know if I can be bothered, but hey, anyway, right. That's been a bloody long intro. So let me crack on. You would have thought I'd cracked on or cracked already. The set. So the sneaky thing about the Barbie set itself is that it can get away with looking extremely fucking tacky, or like it's going to fall over due to the whole sort of surreal atmosphere of the movie in its entirety. Most of the time, it does look like it's going to fall over. It's hilarious. The backing of Ken and Barbie's journey to the real world honestly looked like something a year 10 had knocked up for a GCSE project. There was a bit, I think, where Barbie takes Gloria and Sasha, we'd say in British probably, back to Barbie Land, and vice versa. There's an obviously sort of created, sort of obviously cardboard set that sort of slides into focus on a seemingly normal Los Angeles beachfront. It's really strange. They're sort of rollerblading down the beachfront, and then it just sort of swoops in. The theatrics are just second to none. I'll get onto that. But yeah, 70% of this film feels as if it's set and takes place in purgatory. It really does. It's beautiful as the plastics and pastels are. You'll notice a sort of a deafening silence in the background during scenes that take place in Barbie Land itself. It's as if it all takes place in this cold, silent studio. So yeah, I refer to it as purgatory because it's all just quiet with the dolls just sort of interacting. It's really weird. So yeah, the opening scene as well. So once you've got the little girls smashing up their dolls, now Barbie's come into the picture. Margot is she sort of appears on screen and she's just grinning, like eyes wide, and she sort of moves, slides towards the camera, and it's done fantastically. It introduces Barbie immediately, so it's like, this is Barbie, Helen Mirren narrating, and it just goes through the whole history basically of who Barbie is, who she can be, what she does, how she inspires people. It's great, and I think the theme of that was, you can be anything you want to be, that kind of shit. So yeah, opening was fantastic. I'm really trying not to give a lot away in case you haven't seen it, because there's some stuff that's just fantastic. The set and the costumes are just excellent. The fakes are nicely done. So the swimming pools in Barbie Land is hilarious. She sort of when Barbie wakes up in the morning and she steps into her shower that no water comes out of, and she, a waffle pops out of the toaster that she pretends to eat but doesn't actually eat. Yeah, when she does all that and and then she leaves her dream house, she walks literally just walks across a pool because it's just a picture of water. And it's just so surreal. It's surreal and sublime. I just loved every second of the set. It was fantastic. So yeah, those bits were excellent. I just find it. Side note, I find it sort of strange how something I should cringe at and just find utterly pathetic. I just lapped up every second of. Seriously. Yeah. So it's like children's playtime screened, but it's done with such humour and nostalgic affection that you just warm to it, and because you acknowledge how daft it is. This is what makes Barbie one for children and adults, is because both generations can just lap it up. There's something for everyone. It's emotive. It's filled with sadness as well as hilarity. You've got jokes constantly being dropped, references, relevant emotional dialogue. It's both kids and grown-ups will get it, but obviously not. Yeah, the kids won't get some of it, especially. Not going to tell you what she says, obviously, but literally the final line Barbie says in the film, it left me like, oh my god, I can't believe she just said that. I couldn't believe it. And I did the second time, like I say, I went to like sort of note reactions. I did look around me, and no one in the auditorium laughed at all. The first time I saw it, there was a few giggles, but no, it was complete silence. So it might fall on deaf ears. It might go one way or the other. Moving on to soundtrack, it's brilliant. Basically, Charlie XCX, Lizzo is in there. She opens the film with the whole "Hey Barbie, she's so cool," and oh my god, it just brought flooding back just memories of me, like in year 8 or year 9 of secondary school, watching sort of Saturday morning cartoons. Now Lizzo produced the song for this movie, but it actually does sound like a children's TV advert. It's just incredible. So you've obviously got you've got Charlie XCX, Lizzo, and well, obviously Dua Lipa. I keep saying Lipa. So yeah, Dua Lipa's song I've been humming and even singing out loud for months. I cannot, for the fucking life of me, just get it out of my head at the moment. I can't. I'm hoping it will get out pretty soon. But yeah, it's pumping. It's raving. It's just, the whole thing's just completely effervescent. So you've got this brilliant pop music with the plastics and the pinks. Oh my god, there's every shade of pink in the film as well. It's like the perfect ingredients, and each bit just lends to the other, and just it whips this whole thing up into just something marvelous. So yeah, I have to mention the dance routine. Oh my god, I couldn't look away. There's something just brilliantly, just surreal but enjoyable, but daft, but ridiculous, insufferable but enjoyable about Barbie's main dance. So it basically opens the film, and yeah, it's just fantastic. Like I say, there's some lovely fizzy music throughout, especially in the scene where the Barbies are being swiped and sort of brought back to normal. Not going to ruin it, but you'll get what I mean when you watch it. Yeah, the dance routine with like Alan in the background doing all his weird shit, and then you've got a pregnant Barbie, Midge, I think her name is, played by Emerald Fennell, over in the corner, who's just like, she can't dance at all because she's pregnant. But Barbie and Ken and oh my god, honestly, President Barbie. I want to pronounce her name, Issa Rae. I think that's how you pronounce it. If not, I sound like a total dickhead. But Issa Rae, who she plays President Barbie, she's just fantastic. Like her and Margot Robbie's dances. They're the simplest of moves, and just like little waves in the air, and just like shoulders moving a lot, just stuff like this, just basic dance moves, but it's so infectious. I fucking loved it. Absolutely loved it. And it was almost like a musical as well, how it began, because it was how it just exploded on screen. You've got this, the staging, the characters was fantastic. Brilliant, beautiful costumes, like glittery and gold. Margot just looked, to say she looked beautiful would be an absolute understatement. But yeah, it was just amazing. Okay, so yeah, had to get that bit out. So the dance routine, the dance routine itself is just one thing worth watching this for. So yeah, you've got all that. So you've got the weird set and the soundtrack. Okay, right. So yeah, I move on to a more serious one. Serious element would be the feminist side to the movie. Now, girl power, literally, because there's a Spice Girl song that's playing in the film. There's the entire movie. Sorry, I'm getting so enthused here. I can't go fucking hell. It always happens when I love or hate a film. I start like stuttering. God. Right. So the whole movie is sort of centered around female equality and how women are viewed and treated in general. There's a brilliant line Helen Mirren drops at the beginning about how equality and women are accepted and loved, and female equality is stands proud, and it really doesn't. So it's dripping with sarcasm at points, which I just top marks again from me. So it's very feminist. It's extremely feminist. America Ferrera's monologue took me by surprise, for both entertainment and emotional value. I was taken back by it, because she's this like mother character that she sort of plods along and follows Barbie around the set. But as soon as she begins her monologue, I think actually in the second time I saw it, there was like a one person down at the front sort of went, ooh, like, so it got a single smatter basically. But she's delivers it with such raw emotion and an incredible sort of feeling. You can tell the actress really went to town on it. It was just incredible. When you get to that part of the film, you will understand what I mean. Like I say, the whole the feminist sort of stuff really pours out of the screen at you. I mentioned Spice Girls. I have to mention this bit as well. It's fantastic. I think it's Spice Up Your Life. So it's like colours of the world, spice up your life, every boy and every girl. It's a cutaway in the film where it shows a little girl playing with a Barbie doll, but she's fucking it up. So she's actually got like a blowtorch. She's chopping the doll's hair. She's like firing it up, drawing on it. And this is where it comes into Kate McKinnon's character, Kate plays Weird Barbie. So you get a cutaway of sort of real life Barbie dolls that have been messed up. That they were just that's it. I can't elaborate. They were fantastic. The humor, it reminded me a bit of Family Guy, the sort of jokey cutaway bits. So moving on to theatrics. At the beginning of the film, the Barbie, so Ken has an accident and he has to go and see Nurse Barbie. And the honestly, it was just brilliant the way that they portrayed the Barbie ambulance. So you usually see it as a toy. I think the toy actually unfolded as well, but on screen you've got as soon as he goes to see her, a couple of the characters. So one character played by Sharon Rooney, the other character played by Harry Neff. She's actually they're actually Dr. Barbie. I've got to be careful of that. Yeah, the ambulance, it just unfolds as a toy would, and they're running around. So these two characters, it's as if you're watching like a theatre show, basically live on stage with the sort of actors darting backwards and forwards across the stage. Excellent. And incorporated into that also is there's sort of references to it when you enter Weird Barbie's land, and she pulls things down to explain to Margot Robbie's Barbie, and there's like characters in the background who sort of, it's just brilliant. It just mirrored something I watched years ago at the theatre in London, where a main character comes stomping into the middle of the stage, and all the other characters are like, oh shit, and they shuffle off. One goes stage left, one goes stage right, one goes round the back, one hides down the front. Just excellent. It was just pure excellence, how it's all set and staged and performed. Right. You've got the president. So Issa Rae's character again, she shuffles into folk. Even when she does it, there's a scene where it's very pantomime, where the Barbies are sort of being swiped by Barbie and her crew, being taken off to do something with. Again, I'm trying not to give it away, but President Barbie, she sort of like shuffles into view and sort of looks to the side, and she sort of like gives a dialogue, and then someone speaks back, and she's like, okay, and it's just, oh my god, I love this film, Jesus. Excellence. The cast, the entire cast gels together brilliantly. It's a cocktail of talent here you've got here. A dappy sort of Emma Mackey, a quick-witted, like I say, Issa Rae. I'd love to be able to pronounce that properly. She keeps each scene moving with her incredibly infectious humour. Sharon Rooney and Harry Neff, as I explained. Even Chris Evans' brother is in it. I think Scott Evans, he plays one of the Kens, or plays Ken. I think he's the one in the vest and the cowboy hat. It's a real mix, and people that I haven't actually seen in other stuff. So yeah, I was lapping it up. Ritu Arya, I recognised immediately. She plays, reporter Barbie. So she's the one at the beginning of the film you'll see, where she's, I think she's in yellow and she's interviewing the president. I don't see her in a lot of stuff, but yeah, I recognised her from Umbrella Academy and was like, oh yeah, she got a part. Well, I was full of support. So right, you've got. Let me just see. I'm just checking my my notes here because I've got shitloads. And I've gone on for way too long. So right, yeah, the comedy, yeah, like I mentioned, the cutaways. This film doesn't run solid for its duration. There are actually sort of laugh out loud moments that break into the action. So you've got Barbie collapsing into a nervous heap towards the end of the film. The adverts, so the commercial break that follows that bit, where they children, so they've got children's doing voiceovers for the advert, and they're like, introducing Depression Barbie. She sits around all day eating packets of crisps and well, they wouldn't say that. Was it potato chips in America, isn't it? Sits around eating potato chips and does absolutely fuck all else but watch television. You can buy this Barbie now or something, and it's fuck. It is just spot on, absolutely spot on. It had me howling with laughter. in the cinema. You've also got Helen Mirren pops back in as the narrator during that bit as well, drops a one-liner that had the audience, except the second lot, boring bastards. Yeah, it had the first lot roaring with laughter. Yeah, I won't say any more because I am ruining it now. Right, so let's see. Oh, I've got a note there. Weird Barbie. Yeah, Kate McKinnon. She's funny, but she doesn't get enough. She doesn't really get enough screen time. She's in sort of 2 main scenes where she has quite a lot of involvement, but then that's it. She's a bit sporadic. Plus, she's just Kate. You know, there's not much character creation given that she's put in the most beautiful costume. And you know, and when you first see her, she's got the chopped hair. That's sort of green and purple. It's been coloured in by a child, and the marker like crayon around her chops. Yeah, she doesn't really get enough screen time. And I have to say that, yeah, if her first costume in the movie, if you ever turned up like a fancy dress party, movie themed fancy dress party like that in the past, people would look at you like you're fucking nuts. Now it's going to be totally acceptable. Honestly, it's just a tutu and sort of crayon all over your face and all that. Jeez. Michael Cera he's perfect as Alan. He's a sort of, he pops in sporadically, but he's very cute the way he just sort of stands like the doll, I suppose, in real life. So Alan was a real doll that it got discontinued or something because it was shit. So he's mirrored it perfectly. He's the outcast, the odd one out, and he actually looks like a doll. Michael Cera's oh god, how can I pronounce fucking names? Michael Cera has the he's just got like the facial structure of a doll. It's just superb and superbly symmetrical. Yeah. So yeah, and he's in his like stripy Alan shirt and everything. It's quite sweet. Okay, so right, just put. Hang on a sec. I've never done this on screen. I'm so dry. I'm so dry right now. And because I can't pause, because fucking StreamYard doesn't have the facility to, there's now I can do. So, right. I'm on to negatives of the film. Now, let me just adjust my ring light. Anyone professional wouldn't have to do this. Okay, right. So, if Barbie was in movies, I made a point of noting this down. If Barbie was screened in movies around sort of 1993, 95 at a push, yeah, wow, what a statement. You know, it would turn sexism and patriarchy completely on their heads and quite possibly transform the future and change the course of, you know, human history. That was a very bold statement. Probably not, but you get what I mean. Wow. Yeah. Back then, brilliant. However, you know, look at where we are today. I mean, you've got, I mean, we don't really need a film. I hate it. I hate this part because I really try and bring you the sort of positives as well as negative. I hate it because I loved Barbie so much, but these are the only negatives I could think of. So we don't need a movie to tell us how brilliant and strong women are. You just walk into central London, walk across Tower Bridge or London Bridge, you'll see hundreds, thousands maybe in one day of women, business suits or a jumper, whatever they want to wear. I don't know. Outfit's not important. Just, you know, walking backwards and forwards, managing directors, senior executives, everything, just strutting backwards and forwards. I mean, look at the. I mean, I'm getting so passionate about this now, aren't I? Okay, so we don't need a film like this, really. I mean, look at the Kardashians. Enough said. Look at them bulldozing their way. I still don't know how or why they're famous. Well, O.J. Simpson, but it was their dad. You know, they've done nothing to get famous. Do not get me started with fucking Kardashians. Still bulldozing the way through Hollywood somehow. Kylie Minogue and her very catchy recent tune. Female movie directors. All right, yeah, I do that because, you know, Greta Gerwig. Theresa May, first. Oh no, that was wrong. That makes me sound incredibly non-British. She was the second, I think, female. For fuck's sake, Theresa May, female Prime Minister of the UK. Anne Robinson in The Weakest Link. Davina McCall, Karen Brady from The Apprentice. She's one you wouldn't want to fuck with. Lara Croft, fucking look how strong Lara Croft is. Well, I mean, she's made up, but still, you know, her character is extremely robust and strong. I don't know, Trini and Susanna, for fuck's sake. Not as fabulous anymore, but still. Okay, so you get the idea. Look, all those people, you know, and then this film comes along that's like, okay, yeah, we're really gonna, you know, turn sort of feminism, sort of misogyny and patriarchy on its head. We're going to change opinions and things like that. And it's just the world's come a long way. The planet has spun into a completely different sort of creation in recent years. And it's, you know, do we really need it rubbed in our faces of how fucking fabulous women are? I'm not, this isn't me, obviously. I'm not sexist in at all. I'm just saying, you know, that's it. That's all I'm going to say. So the main negative for me was, you know, this whole movie was sort of bringing women back, even though they're already well and truly here, and we know they're here. Do you know what I mean? Right. Okay. So that. Let me see. I've got here. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. There was one other bit. The daughter character. Sorry about the pause there. I was just checking my notes. The daughter. So you've got I think, is it Sasha? Sasha, her name is. She sort of at the beginning, she's really nasty to. She's played by Ariana Ariana Greenblatt. So Sasha is America Ferrera's Gloria's daughter. I really try and sort of, you know, throw in their names. I don't need to really. So yeah, she at the beginning of the film, she's all like, she's incredulous 1 minute and slagging off Barbie. So when Margot appears and she's like, "I'm Barbie," and she's basically like, "Fuck off." So she's all that, and then she quickly, very quickly jumps to like, "Oh my god! So this is Barbie Land? Wow!" So she goes from completely non-believing to like back, like she's thrown into Barbie Land, and instantly is just like, "Oh my god! Wow! Do we get the costumes to wear and stuff like that?" It's like jumps from like smart to naive in a millisecond without even questioning her fucking surroundings when she gets there. I mean, things like that in films just piss me off just a little bit. Apart from that, apart from that, there isn't anything at all that I have a problem with Barbie. It sounds like it because I just banged on about the whole, you know, do we really need feminism? Sorry about that. I loved this film. I love this film every single effervescent fucking second. I really do. Complete with a brilliantly infectious dance routine and a soundtrack that will keep you humming for months. Barbie has done it. It's not just entertained millions and broken billions at the box office, but it's brought people together in the cinema as well. I mean, when I went, like I just explained, about 28 minutes ago. Sorry about that. Yeah, there was such the whole world was in the cinema that day, from like 3-year-olds to 84-year-olds, people dressed in costumes and makeup. There were pink hair and dresses. It was like a Halloween party or something. It was just, it was splendid, and the atmosphere and the vibe was intoxicating. I don't know when I'm going to experience that again with a film, but I'm so glad I went to see Barbie. So sometimes I use the do not pay to see this example. If something's crap, or do pay to see it. Right. In this case, I am categorically telling you to pay to see this movie if you have to. Whether you love the franchise, hate it, or have absolutely no opinion at all, or know nothing about it, just do it. God, it's the perfect cocktail of sparkly sort of playtime and mature sort of the more mature adult topics that has been created and threaded through the film just perfectly. So one thing I will just also end on is, oh God, this review has gone on for way too long. Aren't you glad I only do one every few months now? So the film, what I liked about it is it sort of slides, ironically, like the set, actually. Yeah, so it's sort of, all of it slides. It slides along the generation scale as it progresses. So you've got the baby stuff to high school children, to teenage, and then into grown working women. Every single part, it's like building blocks of life itself, I suppose. And every single part is explored, examined, and explained in the most just sort of pastel way possible. That doesn't make sense, does it? Anyway, right. Pop the cork of this pink champagne bottle and just sort of, let it fizz and foam all over you, just in glittered splendor, because you're gonna, I was gonna swear, that I can't swear anymore. You're gonna love it if you're into Barbie. And if you're not into Barbie, like it says on the trailer, they build that perfectly. If you love it or hate it, just do it. And if you're one of those guys at the cinema, whose girlfriend's drugged you along, you're like, oh babe, fucking hell, babe, fucking Barbie. Yeah, shut up and watch the film, because it has to be not top 5. It's in my top 10 of probably the last sort of 10, 15 years is Barbie. Brilliant. Well done to Margot Robbie. Perfectly cast. I mean, I don't know if any of you agree, but even in the trailer, well, the trailer's same as the movie. This is going brilliant, isn't it? Fucking hell. I'm trying to round the review up. I'm just ending up just ballsing everything. Margot Robbie looks like Barbie, basically. Okay, there are some films where the actors sort of portray a historical figure or a famous figure, and they just don't quite cut it. Emma Thompson, she's done something in the past where she just looked like Emma Thompson. But then you get the rare gems like I don't know, Tom Hardy as Al Pacino, I think it was. My favorite example is Margaret Thatcher as Meryl Streep. No, reverse that. So Meryl Streep as Margaret Thatcher. My God, she was Margaret Thatcher. It was terrifyingly brilliant. But yeah, Margot Robbie, she's great. No, she's not. She's sublime. So yeah, she doesn't just look like her, but she nails the part. Yeah, let me just give a couple of seconds to what's her name, Helen Mirren. Even though as narrator she's not in it a lot, when she is oozing sarcasm and just sort of, I've never heard anything as passive aggressive and just hilarious being narrated. It's excellent. So yeah, all positives. The only negatives, as I say, was the feminism. Maybe some of the cast could have been waxed. I don't know. That was sort of one thing that did cross my mind, because they're all playing dolls, aren't they? And dolls are just completely, smooth. Or I know that feeling. But yeah, dolls are just completely smooth. So yeah, maybe they could have been waxed. I don't know. So shit. This is brilliant. Just yeah. All right, give Barbie a go. Um, yeah, you're gonna love it, I think. Um, and let me just officially end by saying, Greta Gerwig, thank you for throwing something into my life when I most needed it. A massive change has happened recently. And yeah, I've been a bit sort of, trying to sort loads of stuff out, a bit of upheaval. And, you've thrown this film at me that's just, it had me howling and feeling emotions that I haven't felt in years. I cried, so I had tears running down my face during the final scene, but then I was howling with laughter at the beginning. I was lapping up the dance routine. I was in awe at the costumes. I loved the set. The humor was my kind of humor. The actors just came together and just delivered something that it was just brilliant. It was exactly what I needed. So Greta Gerwig, thank you very much. Yeah, and yeah, excellent. It's yeah, that helped me settle into a new town. So right, I've got to end here. This has to be my longest review ever. Yeah, no, I'm trying to think of something else to say. No, okay, that's it. So Barbie done. Give it a go. You'd be bonkers not to.